I want us to look at gold from where we left, right? So I think my drawings are still there. So now, if you watched my previous video, we talked about what we were anticipating what gold might be doing, right? So you see, we still have our drawings right there. So real quick, I'm just going to remove my drawings, and I saw something at the H4, so I'll hit the H4. Now, if you look at what price is doing based on the H4, right now we see gold doing this. Now, to me, that is just a consolidation, right? Why? Now let me just take it back to the daily. I'm talking about consolidation because once we go to the daily, we only see that the market is only giving us candlesticks after candlestick, right? The candlestick that is are moving sideways. So we saw the previous day we only had bears coming in, and yesterday we saw some price reaction or some price rejection, and now we have this candlestick. I don't know, maybe it's a dragonfly. If you know about candlestick, I think this is a dragonfly, right? So right now we see the bulls are trying to go or to get back in this market, but for me, this is my anticipation. Now if we try to understand the previous level that the market made an impulse from, so let's just mark out this level. Just like I told you guys, I know most I would like to call it order block, but for me, I do like calling it as an impulse zone. So let's just remove this. So adjust this and take care of that week. Now I'll call it an impulse phase. Let's just have it as an impulse phase right here, real quick. So I do like calling that as impulse phase, right? So the reason why I call it as an impulse phase is I do wait for a pullback. Once I see the market giving me an impulse phase, I wait for a pullback and start looking for my entry position. So we see that this was the level that gold started having a pullback, right? Now to make sure that I'm in line with this pullback, try adding trend line. Have it maybe starting from your impulse phase. Maybe now let's just have it probably from here, something like this, right? So I think that makes sense. We had a first touch, second touch, third. If we like, we can label them so that we don't forget what we're doing. We have that at the first touch, and then right here as our second touch, and of course right now where gold is cruising at is the third touch. Now this is still based on the daily time frame, right? So right now, like we said, let's just try to interpret and understand how price is reacting on our key level, what price is doing, how price is approaching those key level. So right now, like we said, we've seen gold still giving us an impulse phase, so there's no sign that she's ready to continue dropping, right? Or there's no sign to tell me that first time the market or gold wants to go up, right? There's no sign yet. All we see is gold just dropped and now started playing around this level. Now if I want to look for signs that gold wants to go up, I need to see, like we talked about the previous video, I said I need to see what gold is doing around this level. If it gives us this accumulation, then that means she wants to drop, right? But at the same time, if gold starts giving us an impulse, which I see she has already started giving us an impulse phase, that means, let me just try to zoom in right here. Now if gold closes today above the previous daily high, this one right there, correct? Now if it goes up, then that means she's just starting to give us an impulse phase. So what does that mean? That means I'm now supposed to look for a continuation or a pullback once again, and then look for my entry position. But this is gold. Sometimes it might not give us that impulse. We might see gold continuing pushing up, but then what I realize, if I see the market or price or even gold pushing up without giving me an impulse phase, I'm not going to take that trade, because I like to take my entry once I see a correction, accumulation, just to gain more or to gather more pressure, buying pressure or even selling pressure, right? So if I don't see that accumulation, that tells me that there's no pressure, so there's no way the market will continue going up. Definitely she will try to come back, to grab liquidity. That's how people call it. But I say the market will always come back to go back to those who miss their position. That is what I usually say. Go back to those who miss their position, so that they can join this movement and we flow all together. You know, the market's always rewarding, right? The market won't forget about those people who are patient, right? So if you are patient, the market so, oh yo, you know what, let's go back and take those people that we left at the train station so that we can all move on the same direction. So if I see gold going up, just like I told you before, if I see she continues pushing up with an impulse, I'll anticipate she will come back to take us in, and that is when I will be looking for my entry position. Because right now, if I go to the H4, sorry, if I go to the H4 real quick, this is it. There's nothing to tell me that she wants to go up. Yes, I see based on the H4, she has given me something like a double bottom, right? But then if you look at that, yes, that's like a double bottom. Let's just have this right here. Also call it as an impulse phase, right? You just call it as an impulse phase real quick for those who trade double bottom. You know, previously this is how I used to trade the double bottom. Once I see price breaking out of the neckline, then that is when I could have gone in for my buy, or you know, if that was an double top, I would have gone for my sell. But then the market kept on pulling back, right? So now if you go to the H4, we understand that this is not the yes, that was the previous daily high, but then we can see we also had a level here. So there's no reason for me to continue looking for buy, right? So for me, yes, I see gold is pushing up. So once I see gold hitting this level, I want to see the approach. If she comes back giving me a correction phase right here, then I'm going to look for buys. I'm going to look for buys. So that is what I see on gold, right? Correct. I think that makes sense, basically. Clean. Let the market go back and hit this level, you know, and then, you know, the market might hit this level right here. And then if it did not have a buying anticipation, that is, if the market never wanted to go up, the market might hit this level. Then instead of giving us this kind of play, the market then drops. That tells you that bears are around here, and now this was just an impulse phase. Gold is just trying to give us a pullback before going down. Simple, right? So that is what I'm going to wait for. This is a very key level for us to see what the price is going to do, and if it continues to break, let's just say another candlestick, for our candlestick comes in, breaks, no problem. If you see, this is just impulse. I know somebody will be like, yo, the market is moving. Why do you leave all that money on the table? No problem. I want to take the market based on my anticipation. If I don't see this, I'm not going to take that trade, right? So that is what I'm seeing on gold. And real quick, I think I need to look at GBPUSD too. Let's just remove this. This is GBP card. Let me see GBPUSD. I think they should be having the same kind of behavior. So I'll take it back to the H4. I mean to the daily time frame real quick. Now if you look at GBPUSD right here, look at this behavior on the H4. That might act as a continuation, but who knows? Let's just go to the to the daily time frame real quick and understand. But before we go to the daily time frame, guys, I need to show you something. Now for those who are not yet funded, guys, look at funded next. So many amazing offer. That is what I keep saying. If you don't have funds, guys, I think that was $32. The only $32, guy, you grab yourself a 5k account, right? $5,000 account. With $5,000 account, definitely you're going to practice a good risk management, right? So I say, you have $100 account, $50 you have personal fund, there's no way you're going to practice good risk management. Because why? For you to be a good forex trader, guys, you need to practice good risk management. That is all I know about forex. Forex is all about risk management, right? So right here, let me just show you account size for the Stellar two-step. Start from scale. I have $59. That's the plan. Now for Stellar Light, because I believe most people will always afford Stellar Light, right? Stellar Light, let me just hit on Stellar Light real quick. Right there. Now Stellar Light 5k goes for $32, right? You only need to make 8% and 4% to pass the challenge. So simple. You can trade news, you can do whatever you want. You know, the account is yours. You have your first withdrawal after 21 days, and you know, like I say, $32, guys. You have $50 personal account. There is no way. Trust me, you're going to blow that account off. Of that $50 account or your personal fund, take out $32, run to my link in the description box, click that link, purchase a Finex account. Of course, there is also a discount if you use my link. There's also a good discount when you use my link, right? So $32 from that, your $50. They now start trading your your funded account. Pass, get payout, and repeat. Now if you have more than 32 and you say, okay, 5k is not enough, go for 10k, goes for 59. You can go for 25k, goes for 139. 50k, 220, 29. 100k goes for 399. Now for those who say, oh man, I don't like two-step challenge, we have one-step challenge. For the one-step challenge, 6k goes for $65. Now if you have $100 in your personal funding, take $65 off that $100, come to Finex, link in the description box below, and purchase your 6k, whether it's 6k, 15k, 25, up to $200,000. Start trading, get funded. That is, pass your trade, pass the challenge, phase 1. I think, yeah, since we're talking about stellar step, you only need to pass only first phase, right? Then you get funded. So right here, then 15% profit share. That is what we get, right? So let's go back to trading view, right? We were talking about GBPUSD, and we click on the daily time frame. But then guys, also you can check my Telegram link in the description box after watching this video. That is where I also give out my analysis before trade players out. So link in this description box. And also don't be scammed, amigos. We have so many Telegram channels impersonating my image. So you might go to the Telegram group and you see, oh, we have so many groups with over 5k, you know, subscribers. That's not me. I'm only running, I think, 600 and maybe 40 subscribers. Crazy. That is me, right? So we talk about GBPUSD. Yes, we had this as a high, and we also had this is the low right there. Correct. Now basically all we see, probably this might all be an impulse phase, and then all this just a correction, right? We might call this also an impulse phase, then this is correction, so probably we might go down, right? At the same time, right, we might consider talking about only this level right there. So now we have this as an impulse phase, and all these just as a correction before maybe GBPUSD going up, right? So it's just the same thing. Understand how price is approaching your key level. So that's what we need to do: mark the key levels and try to interpret or understand what price is doing. So right here, our impulse zone, we can call it, just like I say, yeah, you guys call it order blocks, but for me, I call it an impulse zone. So right there, if that was an impulse zone, I need to mark out where the market or price reverse from. So right there, so all I need to do is understand what price is doing. Now if I look based on the daily, this is just another impulse. Price has not yet told me that your bulls are in control, right? Because why? If I wanted to understand that bulls are in control, price will have gone back with this accumulation, just tell me, yo, we should be going up. Right now bears are still in control. Yes, I see blues right here, blues, to indicate that bulls are getting the market, but then that does not mean anything to me, right? Because yes, I might see bulls coming in. Who knows, it might hit this level, then you see bears taking everybody money, right? Now if I want to understand that your bulls are in control, let me just be patient, right? Right now I see we had an impulse phase, and now I'm also seeing another impulse phase. So the thing is, I'm waiting for a correction. Once I see correction, then that will tell me, yo, get in. Bulls are in. Go in, right? Because why? If I don't see that kind of correction, this might be the case. I must see an impulse phase. Then now, once price hits that level, then another impulse phase come in. Then another correction. That means we're going down. That's the market. Now if you look, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, we're going down. So simple terms. So if I go to the H4 real quick, let's just delete everything. I think it's just being patient. Somebody is like, yo, the market gives the opportunity every day. Why don't you trade every day? I used to do that. I used to trade every day. But until I learned that, yes, I'm trading every day. But then if you look at the end of the day, if you look at what you gain nothing. You took 100 trades, you won 2 trades. You took 100 trades, I won 10 trades. Doesn't make sense, right? So I say, let me just wait for my setup. Even if it takes days, once I catch my setup, then I swing it for another week, right? And that is how I do. So right now, this is what I see. I see price pulling back, so who knows. Now if you look at this kind of pullback, to me, like I told you guys, it might be an anticipation that this is just another continuation. Who knows? Right there. So probably GBPUSD might continue going up, then you see maybe something like this, then she drops. At the same time, it might go up right there, comes back, then now does this, then continue going up, right? So what I told you before is go to maybe the daily. I'm just going to stick to H4 daily. I need to see daily giving me what I need, a pullback. If I don't see a pullback of the daily, then I'm not going to take a trade. So those are things I'm anticipating on a GBPUSD and gold trade basically. So what was that? I saw something on GBP card. Let me see what's GBP card doing right there. It's just the same thing, my amigos. Look at this. We had an order block, an impulse phase, correct? Impulse phase right there, and then we mark where the market pulled back from. And now understand what price is doing, how she did pull back. If you like, you can bring in another trend line right here, and basically we're cruising at the third touch, right? And call it 1, have it 2, and have it as 3 right there. Clean, correct. Now basically, if you look at this, what happened? We had bears coming in, an impulse. We've not seen signs that bulls are in control. Yes, I'm seeing blues right here. That does not tell me that you get ready to buy. I'm just still waiting to see. Right now, I can call this as an impulse phase once again because I don't see the market doing this, right? The market just dropped. Bulls came in, something like this. And now, bears came in. Now bulls are going in the market. So for me, I want to see bulls continue to dominate, and then they're like, yo, how about we go back to the train station and fill in more, let the train be full before we go in once again. That is what I need. If I don't see, then I'm not taking the trade. So that is what I want to see on GBP card. So once again, I'll mark this as an impulse right there, as an impulse phase. So that is what I'm seeing basically. So as it continue to push, at the same time, now if you look at the level, there's this level right there. So she might continue going up, then that is where she might respect, come back to take us in, then we go in for amazing swings. So that is how I make my analysis simple. Once again, check out my link in the description box. That is Telegram link in the description box. And guys, please get funded. Get funded. You'll highly appreciate what I'm talking about. Get funded. Stop trading those small capital of yours. Get funded. Remember, the losses will be taken care of with FundedNext. FundedNext will take care of the losses. Now, if you take a loss on your challenge account, don't kill yourself. FundedNext takes care of the losses, right? If you have profits, your first take profit, I believe that's profit share will be 80%. If the more you keep consistently trading and making profit, FundedNext also will scale up your account. So check out FundedNext link in the description box below, and also you can join my Telegram link in the description box below. And adios amigos, peace.